Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removing. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.
LCTV is your nonprofit community media station. Please donate at lctv.org to keep us strong. Thank you.
One, two, three, four! Well, I've been holding in since the clock came Monday morning. From the end of the week, I'm bound to blow. Breeze walking to the honky-tonk like a pack of wolves now. Order up around the stripes and it's away we go.
Hello everyone, it's Wuzzup time. I'm your host Larry Sidelinger. The Sal, the gal, the princess from the Y is here. Sending our best out to you. Happy New Year and all that good, happy whatever. Once again, I want to wish our friend Bobby the best as he's still doing some R&R time, catching up. And Sal, so have you got lots of plans and goals? I know you're a goal-oriented person with lots of goals. What is your goal of 2025, your biggest number one goal?
Well, I have been.
Can you share it with people? First of all, I know it may be personal, you don't want to, but.
No, I've been working on I told you I have a bunch of trips coming up. So I have been working on my fitness as usual. We spent a few days down in Jekyll Island over break, which is in Georgia. So it's like very active. So we were riding bikes the whole time, golfing,
Looking
walking
for a retirement home or something?
Not
maybe?
yet, but visiting my in-laws. So it was really fun just to see how active the lifestyle is there. And it's tough here in the winter to. I know you've got the track, but it can be hard to do that.
It is. It's tough. Even grabbing the chainsaw and going cutting a little wood. Like I had big plans yesterday, but I didn't know it was going to rain like that all day long. that kind of threw me for a loop. So that didn't happen. But anything else?
What about your goals?
Well, my biggest goal is keeping LCTV funded. That is my biggest. So I've never done any grant writing or talking like that in front of. So I'm going to get out and see if this is the year I can really help bring LCTV to the front financially and get us in a solid place. Because that day of Larry not being here is, that fourth quarter where the clock is running, no timeouts left, the game is almost over. So, I am looking to do some other things. I don't know exactly when, but right now I'm really going to focus on trying to make LCTV the best they can be. We've got a small but mighty staff, and hopefully we can expand on that a little bit this year and do some exciting things. The one thing that LCTV has got that's really exciting is, as you know, is our South Bristol Scoop. Yeah. Which we are going at it full bore starting this Wednesday. We meet with the kids every week and they're really, really excited about that, where that's going to take us. That's almost as much fun. Where can this take us? Is not that not doing it is. It's just a hoot, as you know, working with the kids. They are just so much energy, and when you get my age, there's not a lot of energy left. So they just got boundless amounts of energy. If I could pocket it, it would be good, but I can't. But so that's kind of one of my big things is getting this LCTV scoop, the South Bristol Scoop, really off the ground and getting LCTV funded properly. That's probably an ongoing thing, but.
No, that's an amazing goal. And it's just amazing when you watch how many different school sports that you are covering now. When you say how many places you are each week, I mean, those hours are off hours, weekends. It's a lot of work that way. But just especially since COVID, how many people do just like to stream things, right? Because they're used to watching from home now. And some people aren't comfortable going out in crowds anymore for whatever reason, especially in the winter where you can have some bad weather. Oh yeah. So that's an amazing
Absolutely,
service.
So. LCTV here is part of the Maine Community Media Association, and we have these monthly meetings that we're part of. I'm on the board of that, and streaming. The conversation always comes back to streaming. The broadcast channel, Channel 7 here in Lincoln County, is what it is, and we try to bring the best programming we can to it. But more and more of our audience go to our webpage and watch it there. And soon we're going to have an app you can watch it on your TV. And that, to me, is the future. It's not the broadcast channel, because more and more people are cutting cable.
Yep.
And how many subscriptions do you have to watch TV at home?
Right, you have to watch everything
You have to watch
want to
anything,
now.
and then you got to figure out the flipper and all that kind of stuff. That's another whole.
I just read books. It's easier.
My wife just says, "You whatever you want to watch,
Yeah.
I'll watch it because I don't want."
I'll read a book.
But that's where TV is going, and so I mean we are actively, one of our big things this year is for funding LCTV is we need a new server here in the station, and that's a huge capital expense.
Absolutely.
That's multi thousands to do that, but ours is 5 years past due, life expectancy, so it could go black at any second, and
Right.
then we really are in a mess. So we're actively looking at doing that early this winter. And we did over 500 programs, or just under 500 programs that we produced, local programs. Now, there was a lot of sports, but there was a lot of town meetings, a lot of pumpkin fest and boat races and all kinds of different stuff. So, and we look to expand on that, you know.
Of course.
And I say, and you're right, there is a lot of nights out. It is a lot of nights out, the staff. You got to be committed to this TV thing because nothing happens at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing entertaining happens that time. And TV has to have a certain amount of information and a certain amount of entertainment. And sometimes like that tragedy happened in New Orleans, that's information.
Right.
But the football game is entertainment. And somewhere you come in the middle to try to bring it all around. I try not to get at LCTV too hung up on one side or the other. Not too much sports, not too much entertainment, not too much politics. Trying to find a balance and in interesting shows. Not everybody wants to watch a cataract operation, but just as many want to watch a pumpkin race. So so it is interesting, and I know the Y's got some big goals coming up this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of things in the works. Some of them are, we're still working on the fundraising for them, but just we're continuing to expand our programming, serve more youth, serve more families. When we were looking back, we want to get to families more than ever, and we do a really good job with our school age, but we are missing the kids who aren't in school yet. So really making sure the families are there so they can be setting up their families for success and, understanding how to parent and how to spend time together. So yeah, those are some of our big, and financial stability is always at the top. Our childcare and our financial stability are always on the top of our goals.
Yeah,
it's hard.
And without the money, you can't have the people.
Right.
And without the people, you can't do the programming. I mean, it's always a double-edged sword.
Absolutely.
A lot of edges to this sword.
Right, yeah, and people don't understand. I think I said this before, that so much of our programming, we're taking a loss for the programming, but it's so important to do for the community to provide childcare and things.
Yeah.
So we look for the community to support us, and we look for our other profitable programs to help support that too. So it's a one pot paying the other.
It's because, as you know, my wife is director of operations at HeadStart in Augusta area, and I hear about these situations. I guess some of them just are mind blowing. How these kids ever survive.
Yes.
And get to the next level. But how important it is from the time they're babies into, right straight up through. And you've heard me say it before, why we don't invest in our youth more heavily than we do.
And another reason why we began that community navigation program that Karen Ann Hager-Smith, to really wrap all resources around a family so they can be successful. Like that's really the goal, to give them the resources to help them get to better than they are now.
Sure. And how many times does Karen Ann, I'm sure, hear about somebody that has basically kind of slipped through the cracks?
Often.
That either they didn't reach out to the Y, or the Y has to reach out to them, and the people just don't know.
They just don't know.
They just don't know this is available to them.
Right. And usually when there's one issue that we're looking at, you start looking behind the scenes, and it is just either a generational or a snowball effect of things.
I'm sure it does.
Yes.
And then that's just ongoing, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. And childcare, as we go into this new year, it just seems with federal funding is even harder to get, state funding even harder to get. So I mean, there's so many needs in so many areas that really is important. The grants and the funding to reach out to the businesses to help support.
Yes, and also the child care affordability program that parents were able to apply for if they couldn't pay their entire week they're not accepting any more people right now. People might still qualify, but there's no state funding for it. So those families, it's a double-edged sword because they can't afford to send their child to a child care program, so then they can go to work. So it just, and the kids need to be there because the parents don't necessarily all have those parenting skills to be an at-home parent. So, it's different than it was 40 years ago when people could survive on one income.
That fear of being a new parent, I sometimes, and a lot of new parents are 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. Looking back on it, I was 23 when I became a new parent, and I was not ready to
equipped.
Right. Mentally, my wife was 18 or 19.
Wow.
I think.
Yep.
No, 20, excuse me, 20. I really had to reach back for that one, Sal. But we weren't. I mean, we were blessed that we had parents that were nearby. They both lived within 3 or 4 miles, 5 miles of us. But not everybody's that lucky.
No, and sometimes the grandparents aren't equipped. They're still working full time to be able.
Absolutely, especially in this day and age where people are working longer.
Yes.
And people that are active like myself, I don't want to retire. I maybe if I had that $1 billion mega bucks
ticket.
Win that? I didn't pick that.
I was hoping you were in California and perhaps picked up a ticket.
No, I wasn't.
There.
So it's really a challenge for these people, and just I don't know I don't have any good answers.
Right.
I'm just truck driver.
No, you're a lot more than that.
I'm truck driver, Sal. So what do you see for our community?
In terms of what?
Just growth. Do you think we're going to have any new businesses coming to town? Hear anything? Any stories?
Well, I saw that Beale Street is now expanding to they took over the Savende storefront. They're planning on opening in the spring because they say that people come to their business and have no idea that they're there. So they're trying to get a Main Street presence, and they're going to keep both operational. So
I wonder if she'll close the back.
No, they're going to keep both, they said, and have different lines of clothing. So, I mean, our town seems to be booming. There aren't empty spaces, which is great. The restaurants are always busy. I mean, I saw you on New Year's Eve. It was packed everywhere.
Lucky you. I was the lucky one, believe me, folks. I was the lucky one.
It's busy.
And I told you off camera, at the Y this morning, Bridget O'Brien, who I've seen, she was a couple years older than you at school, high school star. What an athlete she was, huh? So a shout out to Karen and Steve and Bridget. That was really a lot of fun. What else is going on? You've got at the Y one of my favorite things we do is that Kids Day in April.
Yes. Healthy Kids Day is going to be in April or May. Usually the Y lets us know when a national day is, but this year we might not follow the day because last year it was during April vacation and we didn't have quite as many families come because they had April vacation plans. So we'll be picking a time in April or May.
Well, would you pick a warm day for a change?
Yeah, let's do that.
We've had rain, we've had freezing cold. Poor Dave Spence is up here. He hates the cold. He was dying. But so, I mean, we need a nice day.
It's so you can go see all the trucks.
That's exactly right. So I can go see the big boy toys.
Yeah.
No, and I'll get Seth on big shout out.
We'll get them all
He
in.
loves to bring his equipment up there and show it off.
They're wonderful.
It's a lot of fun. So I don't know. There's not a lot in the news this year. Nice character of the county.
Oh, I know.
Megan Hatch.
Megan Day.
Megan Day.
Yeah, it's incredible the work she does. And
did you see her? Do we have here the ugly sweater?
There's a picture of it with Rand on it.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
But what she's done for the athletes at Lincoln Academy, it's taken us to the next level. And that kids can be getting care within the school, and between that and the school health base, the health center that's right in the school. Between both of them, kids can get so many of those health services right at school without parents having to take them out of school, and it's just amazing. And watching her connect with all the athletes. I had athletes myself at Lincoln, and she was amazing with them.
And I'll bet that that's a position where she sees some situations that really, I don't know what the word is, but really are unfortunate, maybe, and maybe can be that lead person that addresses to get that child in front of the right medical whether it be social, counseling or whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
I bet there's
Just
some
be a segue to the other
Yeah,
things
segue.
that are,
That's a good word.
a bridge for
I'm
it.
not good with words here. She's the smart one here in this group. Yeah.
And the other side of it, though, that I know that she sees is that, families whose kids specialize in sports so early, and that causes such problems developmentally, in a physical way for kids. If they start just playing one sport and that's it, it's not good for them necessarily. And she sees that and tries to work, so it's both sides of things, just to really keep kids healthy and keep them active. That's what we want.
Yeah, not everybody's going to be a Cooper flag.
No, absolutely not. But that's okay. And we
Yeah.
want to make sure that kids continue to play. And that's one of the great things about Maine sports. We always have a no-cut team at Lincoln. Kids are always able to participate.
Yeah. I think the way that's developed is you don't have to cut any kids anymore. Either
Right.
they're committed or they're not committed.
Yeah.
And coaches, to be competitive, if you're a good coach, to be competitive, you ask a lot of the kids.
Absolutely.
You
A
know,
lot of the families.
There's not just rolling the
summers
ball
and-
out there to play
no.
fun. There's a lot of commitment to it. A lot of travel, a lot of off-season play. And a kid is either going to commit to it, parents are going to commit to it, or they're going to go by the wayside and find something else to
Yeah,
do.
hopefully they find something else. though.
Hopefully they find something else
Yeah.
to do. And I bet she's really educating kids on how to rehab.
So
injuries. Because when
important.
I was a kid, you got hurt. You just
Rub it in dirt and keep going,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Rub a little dirt in it.
Yeah,
That was
it's
the way
fine.
it goes, So and I'll bet you some kids have taken on the job that she does. Well,
Oh,
so that's kind of a cool
100%,
job. There again, the hours aren't great though.
No,
So hey, we're gonna have a new Chevrolet dealership in Wiscasset.
that's amazing.
Tucker. That's kind of too bad though for Waldoboro. I wonder if there will be another car dealership go in there.
What's the,
Tucker Chevrolet.
I know, but what's the one in Waldoboro right now?
Tucker Chevrolet.
Okay.
And they're
so-
going to Wiscasset.
Yep.
And I did know the old Harold Ralph building there was too small for what he
For
was.
what they
And
need
I
to
think
do.
to be a competitive car dealership now, you got to have 200 or 300 cars on the lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just seems to be the model that they all use.
Absolutely.
I mean, Wiscasset Ford just went through a big
Renovation.
They're going through a big remodeling plan
Yeah.
over there. So
And it's amazing, we finally have cars back. A few years ago, there were no cars. There was no production. And just to see them back
Well, I
on the
took
lot.
a road trip. This is pretty
Okay.
interesting about cars. We're getting off topic here. There's not much in this news this week, so we got to talk about some other stuff. I was listening to NPR, and they was talking in Norway, 95% of all new cars bought last year were e-vehicles.
Oh,
Isn't that incredible?
that is incredible.
95%.
Wow, that's huge.
And this year they're trying to get 100%.
So their infrastructure must be very different than ours.
Must be.
To be able to have people to
Where
be
did
able
the cell
to
phone
charge.
come from?
and-
Nokia.
Yeah, right.
That was
Yep.
over there.
Yep.
And that one, so
Yep.
they're in tune with it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know as I agree with it all, but
Right. But it would be neet to see.
I'd get a little
what their
nervous. I
model
was 150 miles down the road, and
Yeah.
it says I got 30 miles left or 40 miles left. For some reason, that's just different than the gas gauge because you don't stop and fill up in 5 minutes. You got to plug in and wait 2 hours or whatever.
And the battery, it's very different when you're going fast on a highway versus when you're around
Yeah.
town doing things of how quickly it decreases. So
Yeah.
if you're not sure what is happening, because we rented a car, a Tesla, and it was crazy to see how the battery
Yeah.
did last and didn't last for
Yeah, a
different.
friend of mine had a Tesla, and it was bad. It was a hybrid, and we went for Rockland, from Damascus to Rockland one day, and there was some kind of on the dashboard on the gauge. We got over there, and he said, "Yeah, it cost us 37 cents to drive because it would part electric and part
Yeah.
gas." To me, that's a nice combination.
Right, yeah, know that you had that security behind it.
What do I know? So, Sal, what's going in down the Mary Barn? What's going to take
I
place?
don't know what's going to happen there. Hopefully
Boy.
something great, because that's pretty close to me.
What a lot of great memories I had back in the late 60s.
Are you
down
sure you
there.
have memories?
Oh, man. Howie Davison and all the bands down there.
Oh, that's fun.
You could certainly get in trouble if you was looking for trouble down there. You
Yep.
know? All kinds of trouble. Good trouble and bad trouble. Yeah. Freckles on the photo of the contest there.
Yep, with the Lincoln County News. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
My friends growing up, Susan Hatch Dunphy.
Yeah, yeah.
They had a dog in the center. Freckles, his name was. Yeah. So.
It's always fun going through the year and reminding of us of what happened, those bad storms a
Yeah.
year ago, a schooner landing, back parking lot.
Yeah, that's kind of a sad picture, Scott and his wife there.
I know,
schooner
that's
there.
heartbreaking.
Yeah. And I still didn't figure out that picture. I watched that back parking lot there, and they did that in stages, but I don't know. We had water bubbling out of the ground here a couple of weeks ago. I didn't go down yesterday and see if there was any water bubbling.
No water bubbling?
I didn't go down, so I...
We'll have to see with Andy what the next stage is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I did see Nick DePatssy's 400th
I know, that's
win.
pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, wasn't
That's
it?
great.
400 wins. So, I mean, you know he's got probably 200 losses.
Right.
So that's 600 basketball.
Games, how many, right,
You know,
how many years it
that's
takes
like-
to do that.
That's like 300 nights of getting on a school bus. Mm-hmm. A cold school bus. Or getting out of a warm school bus into a cold car to drive home in.
Waiting for parents to pick
Waiting
up.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. And you must know Lillian Bissett. You must know
yes.
Rob,
Yep.
Rob Bissett. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Rob's a dear friend of mine.
Aw,
Yeah. And Emma, she resigned over there in Newcastle.
I saw. Michelle Cameron will be taking over.
Yeah. Michelle, she's always stepping into it somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. Dresden principal. That's kind of a tough thing for the
Oh,
Dresden
that's
principal,
hard.
right in the
Only
middle of
4
the year.
months in. Yeah, that's really,
Jeez, I
that's
would think so.
difficult.
Yeah. Big old pumpkin. And amazing.
Mm-hmm.
2,365 and a half pounds. Man, that's 2,000 pounds bigger than the old record was. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
There was some great basketball this week because people got to play all these different teams in the different tournaments, so that's pretty
Yes,
fun.
I didn't. The Lincoln Academy boys played well down there against that team from New York.
Yeah.
And they came up short, but they played really well. And I
That's
didn't
great.
see what their second game was, and they didn't have for you at home that here's the news that's not in here. The Madomic boys won twice. They beat Poland and Greeley.
Oh, good.
Both handily.
It's always nice to have, the different competition. If
Well,
you're
they get a
playing
chance
for
to
your
play
post.
on the expo floor, and that's the biggest thing.
Right.
And I
getting
don't know
comfortable.
how the second game of Lincoln Academy doesn't say here how they made out.
It's always interesting playing on those courts because the depth perception is so different when you don't have a wall behind it.
It is a lot
and
different.
then there's fans
It's a
instead,
lot different. It's a lot
or fans
different.
from the other side, right? And that's hard.
Yeah. And tonight, if you're watching this, you should be watching maybe the Lincoln Academy girls are playing Oceanside.
That's great.
And that ought to be a pretty good ball game. And then Madomic boys have got Spruce Mountain in town. So you got number 2 and number 3 teams.
And what are you streaming tonight?
We're streaming both of them.
Amazing. So
We're-
people should pay what it costs to get into Lincoln then, right?
That's right. If you have the $10 a month subscription or the
Yeah.
$100 a year subscription, you can watch either or.
Perfect.
You can watch either or. So, and the other thing I want to do in November, in 2025, is I would like to do some Wiscasset and Boothbay basketball games. Not get down there
Yeah.
and I haven't. If anybody out there knows anybody in Boothbay that can get hold of whoever's running the public access TV station down there, because we haven't had any luck with telephone calls or
Okay.
emails, that I would love to be able to bring the folks at home the Boothbay high school basketball games. They stream them. They don't stream them. They show them on their local channel 7, but they don't stream
Stream
them out.
them,
So if we could get them, if we could put them out there, that would be a lot of fun because there are people that just
Yeah. Want to watch it from the
wanna
comfort of
watch
their
it.
home.
Yeah. And I didn't know right next door here we got some new barbers.
You have, and
You
you
go
could
to
get
them?
I don't, but you could get a massage here. All these
You get
different.
the works. You go in coming out a whole new person, a whole new man.
Is that what you do?
No, but I think anything's a possibility. I need help. Just look at this. I need I can use all the help I can get. Take Toby with me.
Aw,
People to people free exchange. They didn't ask us to be part of this. They got everybody else.
left out, huh?
Yeah, feel left out. They used to ask us to do it, but I don't know.
I liked the Swedish death cleaning seminar.
Yes, we've actually got a full that's sold out.
Oh wow,
For
people are ready to declutter. And,
I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't never heard of it before.
There's been different, like Joy Kondo, different people who do the same thing, but just that death cleaning sounds so morbid. But
I
it's
thought
not.
it was something to do with like final rights or something.
Right.
When they first told me, I was like, "What's this all about?" And so you want to submit to the guide? You got anything you want to put in there? The final,
Nope.
Accepting that kind of stuff?
Yep.
I think the YMCA ought to have a column in there.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
We have one in the paper.
Well, that doesn't do anything.
Sure it does.
That's only limited to what that can do. The guide is all summer long.
Yes.
People
Absolutely.
come here, and there are people.
We get
that come.
so many people who come in and
sure.
do our, either a summer membership or a weekly membership.
Yeah.
So. But I did want to mention, so next Friday, it's January 10th at 5:30, we have a family fun night at the Y, and we did a few of them last year. It was our first year doing it, and there was just a few of us staff who were helping run the first one, and we were like, okay, families might come. We had fun activities. We had free spaghetti dinner. We had a few different things going on. We're like, great, a few families might come out. It wasn't very good weather that night. We had over 100 people show up. We fed them all, and we were just running straight for an hour and a half, and it was unbelievable.
Family fun night.
Family fun night, and we're going to have our first one. We're going to do 3 this winter, and the first one is next Friday, starting at 5:30.
5:30.
Yeah, so parents
So
come.
we ought to
eat.
put that up on the channel too.
Yeah, absolutely. So people come and eat, and then there's fun activities in the gym, different things, that
They can do.
games you can do, different activities. Sometimes
Cool.
community partners
So what's on the menu?
Usually it's spaghetti, so.
Gluten-free?
We have all different options. It's pretty
Yeah.
fun. So that will be next Friday night.
I'll check my basketball schedule out.
Yeah.
I would come down and volunteer
All
to
right.
help.
Ooh, I
know
love
you
that.
girls should need my help.
Absolutely.
Somebody tell you what to do? I don't think so.
We love that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Tapestry singers, they're going to be down there. They're auditioning for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want me. Spencer Albee, he's going to do some singing. That guy's been around a long time. Round Pond artist. Olivia Richmond, the frog.
Yeah, she
Tree
was
frogs.
an athlete at Lincoln, so she's
She was?
younger. Yeah, she did a lot in track, so that's pretty
She's a
neat
Lincoln
to see her.
Academy alumna. Huh. Yeah.
Those pancakes look pretty good right now.
You think?
Yes.
Fiddler on the Roof auditions. Where's that going? Oh, Lincoln County Community Theater.
Yeah.
Huh.
You gonna audition for something?
No, I got enough going on. I don't need that. They don't want me anyway. Hey, they don't even want me to be a character of the county, so I'm all good.
No?
Yeah. Yeah. May New Year bring peace and good health to everybody. I would agree.
Yep. That's
Peace
always
would be a
something.
real plus. Boy, 2024 was a turbulent year, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think all the stuff going on over there in the Middle East and Ukraine and it just all the, it didn't start off very good here in the United States, did it?
No, it didn't.
That terrible tragedy down in New Orleans. But once again, we've done it. Hello, Toby. It's time to say, he says it's time to say goodbye to our folks. Can you say Happy New Year?
There you go.
You can say Happy New Year, can't you? Sally, it's been a lot of fun. We're going to have some good things in 2025.
Absolutely. A lot to look forward to, right?
I think so.
We'll
I
have
think
some
so.
fun.
I think so. Folks, we thank you for watching this episode of Wuzzup as we start 2025. We hope you had a good holiday season, but it's back to business here at LCTV. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Check your local schedules and go to lctv.org to find us and become a member of LCTV. We could use your help. Sal, once again, thank you for setting in for Bobby. Bobby, we wish you well at home there, and we'll catch you next time, folks. Thanks for watching. Toby says, see you later. Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.